How y'all doing, everybody? It's me, Geraldine, and I'm just chilling out, ready to talk to you about a recent article that I read on USA Today about Putin sunning Trump. He's warning him against interference, destructive interference in Venezuela. As you well know, Maduro, the current president, Venezuelan president, is actually not liked very much by the Venezuelan people that actually live in Venezuela. They're really upset with him because there's no food, no toilet paper for them to use when they have to use the bathroom. It takes them a long time to just get any type of resources that they need to, have a good quality of life. So I don't know. It's really rough. So what's going on right now in that country is that protesters, thousands and thousands of protesters. It ain't like a few hundred. It's like thousands of protesters gather at the capital, which is Caracas, and they're like chanting, "Get out, Maduro! Your time is up. We don't want you no more." And his military so far killed 120 people due to the protest. So, Russian President Vladimir Putin, this Thursday that just passed, warned Trump against destructive interference in Venezuela from outside forces, and called President Nicolas Maduro to reaffirm Moscow's support for the embattled leader. One day after the Trump administration declared Maduro's presidency illegitimate. So I think there was this other man that said that he's like the new president. He declared himself the new president, and America decided that they were gonna back him up, and Putin is letting Trump know, don't interfere because we got Maduro's back. So anyway, a senior Russian official said military intervention in Venezuela would create a catastrophic scenario in that region. We warn against this, Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov said in an interview with International Affairs magazine, a Russian media outlet. We believe that this will be a catastrophic scenario that will shake the foundations of the development model we see in the Latin American region. I don't know what the developmental model they're seeing in the Latin American region. As I know, in South America, most of the countries are dictatorships. So I don't know what to say. Latin America is mostly dictators. Most of the countries are ran by dictators. There's no such thing as democracy. Not like here in the United States. I'm telling you. Y'all complain about the U.S. the America, but trust me, it's not as bad as you think. So compared to Latin American countries, most of those countries are dictatorships. You don't want to deal with that. No one wants to deal with that. So he also said, this is Putin talking to the current president of Venezuela, not the one that decided to say that he's president now and that the people are following, but the current president. Putin said to Maduro, Putin said that if any outside interference on overrunning him out of the presidency would stress destructive. Actually, he's trying to say that it will grossly violate the fundamental norms of international law. So, you know that Trump has been trying to go into Venezuela. He wants just like how they wanted to get rid of the president from Turkey. It's the same way America wants to get rid of the Maduro from Venezuela. And I think America has sanctions against Venezuela, so they're under a lot of stress. They can't really. They're not functioning. It's like a failed state. You might as well say it's a failed state. It's chaos. People can't get any food. People can't get jobs. So far, 3 million people have already migrated out of Venezuela to different countries because they don't have any medical assistance. Nothing. It's a shambles. It's like the wild west over there. Everybody's protesting and they're getting killed. I mean, it's terrible. Anyway, so Putin is letting him know, don't worry about it, we got your back. If Trump comes to intervene, just know that he is violating the fundamental norms of international law. So we got your back. Not just Russia got Maduro's back, but so does China, so does Iran, so does Turkey, so does Syria. A lot of these countries have no problem with Maduro's dictatorship in Venezuela, and they got his back. So this Wednesday that passed, remember that man that I told you declared himself the president? His name is Juan Guaido, and he is the head of Venezuela's opposition-led National Assembly. His name is Juan Guaido. So, again, he's the head of Venezuela's opposition-led National Assembly as the country's interim president, saying that the Cuban leftist Maduro is not the country's legitimate leader. So he's basically saying, forget Maduro, he's no longer the president, I'm the president, and Trump is backing him up. You know what I mean? So Trump is backing him up. Anyway, as we keep going, let's see what else it says here. When asked whether the United States was considering military action, so people are straight up asking Trump, are you going to go in with military forces into Venezuela? And Trump is like, I'm not saying that, but that's not off the table. So we're not considering anything, but all options are on the table. You know what I'm saying? So he's not saying yeah, but he's not saying no either. So what we're focusing on today, according to what he's saying, is disconnecting the illegitimate Maduro regime from the sources of revenues. Trump's national security advisor, John Bolton, said Thursday, according to the White House full report. I don't know about you guys, but something's gonna go down soon in Venezuela. They just, I don't know, something's gonna go bad. So, what Trump is doing, his administration, they want to seek a United Nations Security Council meeting to be done actually today to discuss Venezuela's crisis. This is what a bulletin says. And he's saying that the Trump administration was working with other governments in the region and in Europe to strengthen Guaido's position. So there you have it. They're trying to overthrow Maduro and putting Guaido in. And he's backed up by Trump. But of course, Putin, China, Iran, and Turkey are not with it. So I will be interested to know what European countries are for Trump. Now, we according to the article saying, we're talking to our colleagues in Europe and elsewhere to demonstrate widespread political support for the interim presidency, Bono said. And we're moving to do everything we can to strengthen this new legitimate representative government. This new legitimate representative government. Okay, so I guess they're saying that this new guy is a legitimate guy and Maduro isn't. So, United Kingdom Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt said he supported the U.S. move to recognize Guaido. Oh, okay, so the United Kingdom got the United States back. And no surprise there. We are extremely concerned about the situation in Venezuela, but it is clear that Nicolas Maduro is not the legitimate leader of Venezuela, Hunt said during a visit to Washington on Thursday. I will be meeting Vice President Mike Pence and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo later this afternoon to discuss this further. Pompeo said Thursday that the United States will deliver $20 million in humanitarian assistance to Venezuela as soon as logistically possible. I don't know how that's going to happen because after Maduro heard that Trump was behind Guaido's presidency, claiming that he's the new president, Maduro said that everybody that is from the United States got to go from that country. So, and he's saying that he cut all ties off with the United States. So I don't know how a coup is gonna happen. I'm telling you, they're gonna go in and they're gonna murk Maduro. Somebody's gonna murk him because there's rumors saying that the military don't like his ass anyway. And the military don't like his ass because when there was an assassination attempt by a drone, all those military guys that were surrounding him ran and left him there. Like 2 or 3 people shielded him, but everybody else ran. So I don't know. Anyway, Maduro was sworn in on January 10th to a second term amid allegations of vote rigging. Well, yeah, that's what they do in Latin American countries. They don't have a democracy down there. It's a dictatorship. You think it's bad here in the United States? Go live in Nicaragua and Central America and some parts of South America. You don't got no rights in that shit. They be rigging votes all the time. And if you're not for the leading government, they'll murk you. They'll kill you. They'll throw your ass in the jungle and you will never be found ever again in life. The guy, this Guaido guy, he was thrown in jail by Maduro's government and they tortured his ass. Yeah, and that's why he went on TV. He was like, oh, look at he pulled up his arms and he showed like the bruises for when they were torturing him in jail, and he was like, "This is what Maduro's presidency, or government does to people that speak against him. They torture us." In Spanish, he was saying all of this. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's move on. So Guaido, he declared himself the new president, and he said he ain't bowing down, and people is behind them. And right now there's a civil war going on, and what's going to happen now is, well, the rumor is that the military really don't got Maduro's back. So we'll see what happens. But if America intervenes in some sort of aggressive military way, Russia ain't trying to hear that. So this is interesting. So now the article saying thousands of Venezuelans staged anti-Maduro protests, calling the leader to step down as the country reels from spiraling inflation and a shortage of food and medicine. Well, can you blame who wouldn't rebel against the government if they're hungry and can't get medical attention, can't even get toilet paper to wipe their ass? Come on, really, like, socialism doesn't work. It's proven time and time again. Socialism doesn't work. Oh man, my little heat and vibration stopped. Let me turn it back on, and let's commence with the article. Anyway, so thousands of Venezuelans staged an anti-Maduro protest, calling on the leader to step down as the country reels from spiraling inflation and a shortage of food and medicine. The Associated Press reported that at least a dozen protesters have been killed. So it ain't no joke down there. It ain't like here in the United States where people be like, "Oh, we hate Trump," marching with just signs and shit. And as soon as the cops come, everybody, it's a peaceful protest. Nah, they really get down on some shit in South America and in other countries. So, and people actually die. You know what I'm saying? They protest hardcore. It's not like here. So, like I was saying, people die. Yeah, protesters have been killed in the escalating confrontation with Maduro's regime. Citing figures from a non-profit monitoring group, the Venezuela Observatory of Social Conflict. So, they're the ones that saying a bunch of people got killed. I think so far 120 people. So, the people of Venezuela have courageously spoken out against Maduro and his regime and demanded freedom and the rule of law. Trump said. But okay, but see, this is the thing, right? It's a double-edged sword, because one of the reasons also that Venezuela is having such a hard time is because America also put sanctions on Venezuela. So, you know what I'm saying, to try to stronghold Maduro to leave, I guess. When America puts sanction on certain countries, is to like stop them from, I guess, making money or receiving funds or whatever, business dealings around the world and stuff. I'm not great at politics. I'm just looking at it how it is. Usually when they put sanctions, that means that they're stopping you from getting certain resources in order for, that particular country to be sufficient, I guess, to progress. So, what I'm saying is, being that America is offering $20 million in aid to Venezuela, I guess the way I see it is the only way they're gonna do that if this new guy Guaido is, set in, if they overturn Maduro and put this guy in. Once this guy comes in, then America will help Venezuela, all it wants. Then you know why, right? Because Venezuela has a lot of oil. It's one of the richest countries of oil. It's one of the third largest. So, with all of this going on, like I told you before, Maduro, he responded by cutting diplomatic ties with the United States and giving American diplomats stationed in Venezuela 72 hours to leave. He's like, listen, America wants to shit on me, y'all gonna have to leave. You're gonna have to leave or else. And Pompeo said U.S. Embassy staff will remain at the invitation of Guaido. So this is what's going down. Maduro is saying, I don't want to have ties. This is the current president, right? This is the current president, the dictator, Maduro. He's saying, fuck America, get all Americans, the embassy, all you people, get the fuck out my country. And Vice President Pompeo, he's saying, get out of my country, you got 72 hours to do it. Pompeo's saying, we ain't going nowhere because we're here on the strength of the new guy, Guaido, who America is backing up as the new president. This is some gangster shit on some high political level stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is some crazy shit. Like, you see this type of shit going down in the streets, but on the lower level. And I know what's gonna go down. What's gonna go down is Maduro is gonna end up trying to hurt one of the people from the U.S. Embassy, and that's what's gonna give Trump a reason to come in and just start murking everybody. And then Russia's gonna get mad, and they're gonna start murking everybody. And the next thing you know, it's gonna be an all-out war. Hopefully not, but I'm just saying, this is like, my movie theory and shit in my mind. I don't know. So far, I don't know. I think I can read things pretty good. Remember what I told you about that chick that claimed that she got raped? That Elin chick? Look at what I told you guys. I told you she was full of shit, right? Alright now. Getting back on track to this article. And by the way, I'm reading this article from USA Today. So Maduro saying get out, you got 72 hours. The Trump administration is saying screw you, we're gonna stay because Guaido, the new president that we consider the new president, asked us that we could stay, so we don't care what you gotta say. Now, the United States does not consider former President Nicolas Maduro to have legal authority anymore to break diplomatic relations with the United States or to declare our diplomats persona non grata, Pompeo said in a statement Wednesday night. Several other Latin countries, along with Canada, recognize Guaido as Venezuela's leader. So, yeah, but you know what? America always rolling with little ass countries and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but it's like anytime America get into beef and shit, they always got these little bullshit ass countries backing them up. And then you got big ass countries like superpowers like Russia and China, banding together against the US. That shit ain't fair, man. And then you always got the United Nations playing referee and shit. Yo, politics is something, right? Good Lord. Can't we all just get along? I mean, I don't understand. And on all levels, like, everybody's beefing these days. People are beefing on Facebook. People are beefing on Instagram. People are beefing on Twitter. countries are beefing. You know, I go outside to go to the store. I hear my neighbors beefing. No one likes each other anymore. Anyway, getting back to the point. I would like to know what other Latin American countries, along with Canada. Yeah, and then we got what the fuck is Canada gonna do if we get into a war? Does Canada even have a military? I mean, seriously. Anyway, Russia has staunchly backed Maduro's government, politically and military. The Kremlin dispatched 2 Russian bombers to Venezuela last month, a move that raised red flags in Washington. You see what I'm saying? Russia is ready to get down, is ready to get busy if America sends military to Venezuela to overthrow Maduro. And they send 2 Russian bombers. They ain't playing. They are not playing. Yeah, I think that's the end of the article. So anyway, what do you think, guys? You think that Venezuela should keep Maduro as the current president, and people can keep going through what they're going through, starving, no medical assistance, sanctions put upon them, no toilet paper so they can wipe their ass, no medical help, 3 million people leaving the country because they are just impoverished and need food? Or do you think that America is right with backing up Guaido, the new self-proclaimed president of Venezuela, who once he becomes in office, the U.S. will give Venezuela $20 million in aid and lift the sanctions so it will no longer be hungry? What do you think? You think that, America should get involved, or you think we should mind our business and just worry about what's going on in the U.S.? Anyway, leave me your thoughts, and please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe and like my video, okay? Thank you so much for your time, and